One of the places on Earth where people disappear for unknown reasons or misfortunes happen to them is the Valley of the Headless in Canada. It was known about the valley that there was a lot of gold stored in it. The notoriety of this perilous place spread from year to year. But despite this, risk-takers constantly visited there. The valley received a juicy and terrible name after people began to disappear in it, whose corpses were later found decapitated. The facts taken from the files of the Canadian police show that the gold miners who rushed to the end of the X century in search of a new Klondike became the first reliably recorded victims of the Valley of the Headless. In 1898, a group of 6 people disappeared here. And a few years later, in 1905, a tragedy occurred with the McLeod brothers and their friend, after which the valley received its gloomy name. Brothers William and Frank McLeod, along with Robert Vere, went to explore the same canyon and 3 years later, their headless skeletons were discovered by a random hunter. Furthermore, in 1921, the valley absorbed John O'Brien and a year later Angus Hall. The decapitated body of Phil Powers was discovered in the summer of 1932, and William Epler and Joseph Mulholland disappeared here in 1936. In 1940, a message came about the death of the hunter Homburg in 1945 Savard, and in 1949 the gorge swallowed the policeman Shebeck. In 1962, they searched for Blake Mackenzie for more than 2 months with the help of a helicopter, but the search was in vain. 2 prospectors, Orville Webb and Thomas Papp, also disappeared without a trace the following year. In 1965, an expedition of 3 people, 2 Swedes and 1 German, went by canoe to find out the cause of all the mysterious disappearances, and also disappeared, leaving no trace. This is not a complete list of victims of the Canadian Valley of the Headless. To add to what has been said, the vast majority of the victims were strong, healthy people, quite capable of standing up for themselves. The general details also include the fact that almost all of the victims were gold prospectors, and with a successful find it is easy to lose your head, not only figuratively, but also in the most literal sense of the word. The Chronicle of Gold Mines knows many cases when bandits killed prospectors to take possession of their prey. The heads could also be cut off and hidden away from the corpses to make identification more difficult. However, an old resident of the Indian village of Nahanni Butte, located nearby, claimed that all these mysterious incidents in the Valley of the Headless were the work of the Sasquatch. This is the name of the Nahanian version of the Himalayan Yeti, Bigfoot. There are several versions about who killed and beheaded the men. They talked about the Yeti, Bigfoot, or rather, in this case, about the whole settlement of Bigfoot. They talked about bandits living there and guarding the wealth that they themselves use. They talked about a local mysterious tribe that fanatically does not allow one stranger to their lands. But so far there is no evidence of at least one of the versions.
I created the channel quite recently. Please write in the comments what I need to change in the video. Please support me by liking and subscribing to the channel. Thanks.